Good morning, good morning, good morning. I got some sushi. I need to eat this sushi while I look at my sushi. It's cheap sushi. What is this? Crunchy crab stick California roll. California roll doesn't even count as real sushi. I don't think. This is some Smith's grocery store sushi. It ain't bad though. Bonus deer CSL. Before we read this, let's watch like a short video that summarizes it. I know it's we assume it's written by Ezra. I think in the 4th to 5th century BC. This is after Israel returns from captivity in Babylon. I know that much. Around chapter 7, it switches and it jumps ahead about a century. So this one is only 10 chapters. It's only 10 chapters, and usually it's tied together with Nehemiah. Like most of the videos you find on it, or most of the readings of it, will be Ezra and Nehemiah. They kind of put them both together. They're both real short books. I've done a show segment for the dreaded conservative show Monday nights. If you missed it last night, you're gonna have to be a member to watch last night's episode because it got a little heated and we played some things maybe you're not supposed to play on YouTube. So that's all members only now. But Monday night show, like a year or two ago, we covered Nehemiah. So I don't think I've ever read all of Ezra. I'm sure I've read little pieces here or there and there, or if I'm in a church sermon or something when I was a kid, I'm sure we talked about something out of it. But it's kind of both Ezra and Nehemiah are kind of books that Christian school and Sunday school and your church sermons, probably I don't know if Catholics do any, or Orthodox do any, what do they call it, where they talk for like 10 minutes, where the guy, I forget what it's called. Starts with a O. Homilies? The homilies. That's an H, but I think it's a homily. What's a homily? Yeah. Yeah, and at least in the Orthodox Church that I go to, they do a homily. It's usually only like 10, 15 minutes. It's usually my favorite part because that's when we get to sit down. But and we sit on the floor. I sit Indian style on the floor. But I've never heard a sermon taught on Ezra. I've never heard a homily on Ezra or Nehemiah. And I think is because there's a lot of stuff about a controversial topic in this day and age, which is race mixing. And most, like, if I play this video, we're going to watch this video real quick and they're going to give us a breakdown. I know they're going to tell us that we suspect it was written by Ezra. I forget when. I think it's sometime in the 4th to 5th century, but around the 6th or the 7th chapter, it jumps ahead like 100 years, which tells us there's probably two writers of Ezra. The first chunk, the first 7 chapters, and then the second 3 chapters, because Ezra goes from talking. Well, the reason people think that it was written by 2 different authors is because somewhere around chapter 7, it goes from Ezra writing, if Ezra wrote it, writing in the third person to the first person. So the last 3 chapters, I believe, is first person. Yep, and it starts off with Cyrus. So this is right after Israel is gets out of Babylonian captivity. I'm trying to find said unto Ezra. So that's third person. I don't know. This thing I read said that he goes from third person to first person. Yeah. No, so the first, then I proclaimed a fast there at the river. And that's chapter 8. So yeah, I think around chapter 7, and I, after Xerxes the king, do make a decree. I make a decree. Now these things, the king of Persia, Ezra, the son of Sariah, I don't know, somewhere around there, they switched to first person. But what I was gonna say is there's a controversial topic in here, both in Ezra and Nehemiah. Let me see. Oh, maybe it's not in Ezra. Yeah. In chapter 10. Only in Ezra chapter 10, but Nehemiah talks a little more about it. It talks about mixed marriages, mixed race marriages, and those with foreign wives. You know, Solomon, he had a thing for those foreign ladies. Everybody likes a foreign lady in the Bible. And that's a no-no. That's a no-no. So a lot of people don't like talking about Ezra and Nehemiah because it talks about, now if they do mention it, they'll usually just brush it off and they'll say, well, that's just for the tribe of Israel. That doesn't apply to everybody. Okay. Okay. Favorite part is sitting down. Really though, what is your actual favorite? My favorite what? My favorite what? I guess it was the knowledge community, etc. Anyway, hope. What are you talking about? Me, myself, and I? Your favorite what? Favorite part is sitting down. What is your actual favorite? Oh, sitting down in church? Seriously, the homily is my favorite part. What's your real favorite part? Can't just be the sitting. The homily is my favorite part. Not just because we're sitting down, but it's because I grew up in a Protestant church, so it's the part that is more what I'm used to, where there's like a sermon. I like that it's not as long, but like the churches I grew up in, you go in, you sing worship songs for like 20 minutes. Then you do the greeting where everybody walks around and hugs and shakes hands and stuff and says hi to each other. Then you do the sermon. The sermon will be 40 minutes. Then you do the altar call. Then you pass the bucket. Then you do some more worship songs until everybody leaves. But in the Orthodox Church, it's way different. But the homily, when you sit down and you listen to the priest actually like do like a sermon. And I guess they customize it too, because I remember the first liturgy I went to, the dude was talking about Charlie Kirk's 20 verse 1 on Jubilee. True story. It wasn't. It wasn't. He didn't make it like super political, but he's like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this guy Charlie Kirk, but he did this thing. If you ever watch YouTube, he did this thing called 20 verse 1, and all these 20 people would rush up to argue with him. And he's like, I watched that and I realized a lot of these young people's minds are lost. And I was like, as soon as he said that, I was like, man, I like this church. I found my place. Because as soon as he said it, I was like, man, I thought the same thing. These kids are crazy. I couldn't believe that he brought up Charlie Kirk's 20v1 on Jubilee at the homily. But yeah, that was my favorite part because that's more what I'm used to. Yeah, he brought up, he's like, any of you guys watch YouTube? And I almost like raised my hand. I was like, it's my first time there. I don't know if we're doing like crowd participation here. I almost been like, I watch YouTube, but nobody did anything. So I just sat there and we went, Preacher be on these YouTube streets. I know. And he was looking at me funny. And I was like, maybe this guy knows me. Because I be on these YouTube streets in Utah, you know? Plus, I made a video talking about going to my first liturgy, and I had a picture of the church that I was at on my thumbnail, and I played a video with him in it. So maybe it popped up on his feed because he was in the video that I played. And then I saw him, and he was kind of looking at me, and then he brought up YouTube. And I was like, coincidence? I think not. Maybe he saw me on his dang YouTube feed. But I've said some crazy stuff on YouTube, so he did kind of give me like a weird eye, like, what are you doing here, young Padawan? Yeah. All right. What was the point? What was I getting? Oh, I was answering Marshall's question. Anyway, mixed race marriages, swearing off the foreign wives. That's in chapter 10. I don't know if we're going to get to chapter 10 today. I just want to watch this 3-minute video. Oh, this one's 8 minutes. This one's 6 minutes. I think I gave you enough of a summary. Well, we'll listen to it real quick.
What would you say to somebody that...
We'll just play this for like a quick summary of it before we read it. It's from Got Questions.
Survey and briefly summarize the book of Ezra. Then afterwards, as always, I'll share some helpful resources, so stick around until the end. Author. The tradition is that the prophet Ezra wrote the book of Ezra. It is interesting to note that once Ezra appears on the scene in chapter 7, the author of the book of Ezra switches from writing in the third person to the first person. This would also lend credibility to Ezra being the author. As for the date of writing...
Well, that would lend credibility to Ezra being the author after the 7th chapter. If Ezra wrote the whole thing, why would Ezra switch from third person to first person? Because Ezra wasn't there? That wouldn't make much sense.
The book of Ezra was likely written between 460 and 440 BC.
I said 400 to 500, so I was close. 500 to 400. It's in there.
C. As for the purpose of writing, the book of Ezra is devoted to the events occurring in the land of Israel at the time of the return from the Babylonian captivity and subsequent years, covering a period of approximately 1 century, beginning in 538 BC. The emphasis in Ezra is on the rebuilding of the temple. The book contains extensive genealogical records, principally for the purpose of establishing the claims to the priesthood on the part of the descendants of Aaron.
Because Babylon tore the temple down.
Here are some key verses. Ezra chapter 3, verse 11. With praise and thanksgiving they sang to the Lord. He is good. His love to Israel endures forever. And all the people gave a great shout of praise to the Lord, because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid. Ezra chapter 7, verse 6. This Ezra came up from Babylon. He was a teacher well versed in the law of Moses, which the Lord, the God of Israel, had given. The king had granted him everything he asked, for the hand of the Lord his God was on him. Here is a brief summary. The book may be divided as follows. Chapters 1 through 6, the first return under Zerubbabel and the building of the second temple. Chapters 7 through 10, the ministry of Ezra. Since well over half a century elapses between chapter 6 and chapter 7, the characters of the first part of the book had died by the time Ezra began his ministry in Jerusalem.
So a big chunk of time between chapter 6 and 7. We got to remember that.
Ezra is the one person who is prominent in the books of Ezra and Nehemiah. Both books end with prayers of confession, Ezra chapter 9 and Nehemiah chapter 9, and a subsequent separation of the people from the sinful practices into which they had fallen.
Which sinful practices? Pray tell. Pray tell, which sinful practice are you talking about? Gotquestions.org.
Some concept of the nature of the encouraging messages of Haggai and Zechariah, who
Wait, you're just going to glaze over that? You're just going to brush over that? What sinful practice were they practicing?
are introduced in this narrative, Ezra chapter 5 verse 1, may be seen in the prophetic books that bear their names.
See, they don't mention it. The sinful practice they were practicing was mixed race marriages. Dun, dun, dun. Seesaw. I know Seesaw don't like that. Don't worry, I was in the same situation. I get it. We're in a new day and age, I guess. Everybody mixing it up. It's hard to resist a foreign woman, an exotic lady.
The book of Ezra covers the return from captivity to rebuild the temple up to the decree of Artaxerxes, the event covered at the beginning of the book of Nehemiah. Haggai was the main prophet in the day of Ezra, and Zechariah was the prophet in the day of Nehemiah. As for foreshadowings, we see in the book of Ezra a continuation of the biblical theme of the remnant. Whenever disaster or judgment falls, God always saves a tiny remnant for himself, Noah and his family from the destruction of the flood, Lot's family from Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's so funny. He just skipped over the sinful practices. It's at the top of the page. Like it's the focus of it's only 10 chapters in Ezra. And 2 of the chapters focus on mixed race marriages. And Nehemiah is similar. Nehemiah is very similar. It was a big deal back then. Remember when remember Phineas and I swear that's one of my favorite stories. Is Phineas and the javelin. Why did he javelin those people? Why did he javelin that guy and that woman? Because they were whoring after other nations. The men were going out sleeping with Amoritish women. They were whoring after other nations. Solomon, a whoring after other nations. Looking for that strange from another exotic land. Okay. All right, enough of this. We get it. We got the summary. I just need to know the author, the time period, and then the purpose of the writings, and any noticeable, like it's important to know that between chapter 6 and 7, it jumps ahead 50 years. Because if it doesn't say that, and you don't realize that, you think it's just continuing along. But if there's a time skip, you got to know about the time skip. You know? Technology. What is it all about? Science, technology. Technology has, can, and will destroy the truth when it comes to historical records. You know what else will destroy the historical records? Sleeping with foreign women. Okay. Ezra, chapter 1. Let's get into this. Now, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled. Remember, Jeremiah and Isaiah prophesied about Cyrus saving Israel from Babylon hundreds of years before Cyrus was even born. Cyrus reads the scrolls from Jeremiah and Isaiah. He says, I'm going to go free the Israelites from Babylon. By the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms, and they burnt the house of God, and brake down the wall of Jerusalem, and burnt all the palaces thereof with fire, and destroyed all the goodly vessels thereof. And them that had escaped from the sword carried he away to Babylon, where they were servants to him and his sons until the reign of the kingdom of Persia, to fulfill the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah, until the land had enjoyed her Sabbaths. For as long as she lay desolate, she kept Sabbath to fulfill 60 years. Now, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord spoken by the mouth of Jeremiah might be accomplished, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, all the kingdoms of the earth hath the Lord God of heaven given me, and he hath charged me to build him an house in Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Who is there among all of his people? Who is there among you, all of his people? Wait, who is there among you of all his people? Third time's a charm. The Lord his God be with him, and let him go up. Wait a second. Did I just... Oh my goodness. I just read... Sometimes I forget how the Bible works. Look, I read Ezra, I read down like this, and then I went up to the top, up to here. But this... I'm muted. How long have I been muted? Oh my goodness. How long was I muted when I said I messed up and I read the same thing twice? How long have I been muted? What the... Oh my goodness. Well, let's read chapter 1 a third time. Did you hear when I said that I read 2 minutes? Did you hear when I said that I read it wrong? I read like this instead of like this. Did you hear that part? I read it wrong. 2 minutes or more. I read I read this chunk, and then I read Second Chronicles, this chunk. But it's okay. So we got to read from the beginning of the chapter one more time. Well, at least we're gonna know the okay, one other thing I wanted to say is the Bible is not chronological, just so you know. So right now we are post Babylon and Nebuchadnezzar. A lot of important things happen during Nebuchadnezzar's reign while Israel is in Babylon. All of Daniel in the lion's den, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace. Um, all of that stuff happens while they're under Nebuchadnezzar. So we're jumping ahead a bit, and then we're going to go back once we get to Daniel and stuff like that. So that's what, I'll just give you a little point of reference. In the future, when we get to the book of Daniel and we read about the lion's den and we read about the fiery furnace, that happens during the time period that Israel is in Babylon under Nebuchadnezzar. Now we're jumping ahead first to after Israel is saved from Nebuchadnezzar. So this is post Daniel, but we haven't read about Daniel yet. Let me get a bite of sushi. Let me get some sushi in this mug. Sushi in that mug. Sushi in that piece. And then we'll just start over from the beginning again. Yeah. You see the blue light? This blue light right here? If I touch it, and it's in a horrible position, because if you move the mic, like when you move the mic, you want to just go. All right. So we're going to start over from the beginning of Ezra yet again. Wow. I'm really on point today. Okay. It's a short chapter. Now, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Who is there among you of all his people? His God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the house of the Lord God of Israel. He is the God, which is in Jerusalem. And whosoever remaineth in any place where he sojourneth, let the men of his place help him with silver and with gold and with goods and with beasts, beside the freewill offering for the house of God that is in Jerusalem. Then rose up the chief of the fathers of Judah and Benjamin, and the priests and the Levites, with all them whose spirit God had raised, to go up to the house, to go up to build the house of the Lord, which is in Jerusalem. With all them whose spirit God has raised. Build the house of the Lord, which is in Jerusalem. And all they that were about them strengthened their hands with vessels of silver, with gold, with goods, and with beasts, and with precious things, beside all that was willingly offered. Also, Cyrus the king brought forth the vessels of the house of the Lord, which Nebuchadnezzar had brought forth out of Jerusalem, and had put them in the house of his gods. Even those did Cyrus king of Persia bring forth by the hand of Mithridath, the treasurer, and numbered them unto Sheshbazzar, the prince of Judah. And this is the number of them: 30 chargers of gold, 1,000 chargers of silver, 29 knives, 30 basins of gold, silver basins of a second sort, 410, and other vessels 1,000. All the vessels of gold and silver were 5,400. All these did Sheshbazzar bring up with them of the captivity that were brought up from Babylon unto Jerusalem. So they're about to build the second temple. You fear? I'm full convinced. I showed up several times this weekend, as you said, and you pretended not to see you. Well, I didn't see you in the Discord, buddy. What, are you scared to go in the Discord? Could have went in the Discord. You think I read chat all night? Maybe send a super chat next time and I'll pay attention. Chapter 2. Now these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity, of those which had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon had carried away unto Babylon, and came again unto Jerusalem and Judah, every one unto his city, which came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Seiaiah, Reel, Aiah, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mizpar, Bigvai, Rehum, Banah, the number of the men of the people of Israel. The children of Parash, 2,172. The children of Shephatiah, 370. The children of Arah, 775. The children of Pahath Moab, of the children of Jeshua and Joab, 2,812. The children of Elam, 1,254. The children of Zatun, 945. The children of Zakai, 703 score. The children of Bani, 642. The children of Babai, 623. The children of Asgad, 1,222. The children of Adonikam, 666. The children of Bigvai, 2,056. The children of Aden, 454. The children of Adar, of Hezekiah, 98. The children of Bazai, 323. The children of Jorah, 112. The children of Hashum, 223. The children of Gebar, 90. The children of Bethlehem, 123. The men of Netophah, 50. The men of Anathoth, 128. The children of Asmaveth, 40. The children of Kirjath Arim, Chipirah and Beeroth, 743. Oh, wow. I thought we were done with these, but we're not. I thought we were done with these now that we're out of Chronicles, but we are not, ladies and gentlemen. The children of Ramah and Gaba, 621. The men of Michmas, 120. The men of Bethel and Ai, 223. The children of Nebo, 50. The children of Magbish, 156. The children of the other Elam, 1,254. The children of Harim, 320. The children of Lod, Hadid, and Ono, 725. The children of Jericho, 345. The children of Senaa, 3,630. The priests, the children of Jedediah of the house of Jeshua, 973. The children of Immer, 1,052. The children of Pashur, 1,247. The children of Harim, 1,017. The Levites, the children of Jeshua, the Kadmiel of the children of Hodaviah, 774. The singers, the children of Asaph, 128. The children of the porters, the children of Shalom, the children of Adar, the children of Talmon, the children of Akub, the children of Hatita, the children of Shobai, in all 139. The Nethinims, the children of Ziha, the children of Hashupha, the children of Tabaoth, the Tabioth, the children of Keros, the children of Seiah, the children of Padon, the children of Lebanah, the children of Hagabah, the children of Akub, the children of Hagab, the children of Shalmai, the children of Hanan, the children of Gidel, the children of Gahar, the children of Reiah, the children of Rezin, the children of Nekoda, the children of Gazam, the children of Uzzah, the children of Paseah, the children of Pasai, the children of Oznah, the children of Mehunim, the children of Nephusim, the children of Bakbuk, the children of Hakupha, the children of Harhur, the children of Bazluth, the children of Mahida, the children of Harsha, the children of Barkos, the children of Sisera, the children of Tamah, the children of Neziah, the children of Hatifa, the children of Solomon's servants, the children of Sotai, the children of Shaphareth, the children of Peruda, the children of Jaalah, the children of Darkon, the children of Gidel, the children of Shephthali, the children of Hatil, the children of Pokereth, the children of Pokereth of Zebaim, the children of Ami, all of the Nethemims, and the children of Solomon's servants were 392. And these were they which went up from Telmelah, Telharsah, Cherub, Adon, and Immer, but they could not show their father's house and their seed whether they were of Israel. They could not show their father's house and their seed whether they were of Israel. That's important. The children of Delilah, the children of Tobiah, the children of Nekoda, 652, and the children of the priests, the children of Habaiah, the children of Kaz, the children of Barzillai, which took a wife of the daughters of Barzillai, the Gileadite, and was called after their name. These sought their register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but they were not found. Therefore were they, as polluted, put from the priesthood. And the Tirshathah said unto them that they should not eat of the most holy things till there stood up a priest with Urim and with Thummim. Joseph Smith loved hearing that. That's why he made up the Urim and the Thummim. The whole congregation together was 42,303 score, beside their servants and their maids, of whom there were 7,337, and there were among them 200 singing men and singing women. Their horses were 736, their mules 245, their camels 435, their asses 6,720. And some of the chief of the fathers, when they came to the house of the Lord, which is at Jerusalem, offered freely for the house of God to set it up in his place. They gave their ability unto the treasure of the work 80 and 1,000 drams of gold, and 5,000 pound of silver, and 100 priest garments. So the priests and the Levites and some of the people and the singers and the porters and the Nethinims dwelt in their cities, and all Israel in their cities. Great chapter. That was a fun chapter. What do you guys think about that chapter? Did you learn anything? Robert. Hola, amigos. The true bruise strike fear in you. Yeah, okay. As we're about to find out, after Babylon, we don't even know who the true Israelites are anymore because they were doing too much race mixing. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm going to eat one more sushi. I'm going to save the rest for tonight. Sometimes I just get a sushi craving. And I got to have some sushi. You know? Watch party. What's a watch party? What are you talking about? I'll have to watch the VOD in slow-mo. Why? What are you talking about? Me, myself, and I? You're sounding less coherent than Chris Terry is today. At least I expect him to sound incoherent. I have no idea what you're talking about, me, myself, and I. Okay. Hopefully we don't have to do that again. But the point is to show you how important the genealogies are. These are all the people, and look how much the numbers have dwindled. They had 1 million soldiers pre-Babylon. Now they only have 42,360. 42,360 is all the people that are left. They had 1 million just soldiers before Babylon. Now there's 42,000 left total. And that counts priests, all of them. The singers, the porters, everybody. There's 42,000 left of the remnant of Israel. The remnant is a common theme in the Bible. I think it's a common theme in modern day too. It's cyclical. I talk about that all the time. It's a cyclical thing. It's always happening. There's always the remnant of believers, and the world may fall, but God will protect the remnant. Noah and his family were a remnant. Lot and his family were a remnant. And you know, when the sun explodes or the satellites fry us with laser beams, or I don't believe in nukes, but yeah, some satellite lasers cook us to a crisp, or the sun explodes, or a meteor crashes into us, fire, when a pillar of fire rains down and wipes out the earth, unless it's the last one, then there won't be anybody left. But it's possible that really won't be the end, and it'll just, another cycle will begin, but there will be a remnant left over. Chris Terry thinks it's going to be the blacks. I tend to disagree. But let's continue. Chapter 3. And when the 7th month was come, and the children of Israel... hold on, I was going to make a point. So they went from 1 million to 42,000 left. That's the remnant. But the problem is they can't figure out who's going to be the priests, because they don't really know who the Levites are anymore, because their genealogical records have gotten so screwed up. And that's a very important thing in Judaism, and for the Israelis, is keeping good genealogical records, as we've seen in Numbers and all of the begets throughout the Bible. They like keeping records of who begets who begets who begets who, how long they live, census information. Israel likes doing that. But since under Nebuchadnezzar as slaves in Babylon, they were just sleeping with everybody and a mama that they could get to. A bunch of Amoritises and Perizzites and Jebusites. Now the bloodlines are all mixed up, and they don't know who the Levites are to make them priests. So it's a problem. Chapter 3. Oh my gosh. Chris Terry is not that bright. Chapter 3. And when the 7th month was come, and the children of Israel were in the cities, the people gathered themselves together as one man to Jerusalem. Then stood up Jeshua, the son of Zozadak, and his brethren, the priests, and Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and his brethren, and builded the altar of the God of Israel to offer burnt offerings thereon, as it is written in the law of Moses, the man of God. And they set the altar upon his bases, for fear was upon them because of the people of those countries. For fear was on the people because of the people of those countries. And they offered burnt offerings thereon unto the Lord, even burnt offerings morning and evening. They kept also the feast of tabernacles, as it is written, and offered the daily burnt offerings by number, according to the custom, as the duty of every day required. And afterward offered the continual burnt offering, both of the new moons and of all the set feasts of the Lord that were consecrated, and of every one that willingly offered a freewill offering unto the Lord. From the first day of the 7th month began they to offer burnt offerings unto the Lord, but the foundation of the temple of the Lord was not yet laid. They gave money also unto the masons and to the carpenters, and meat and drink and oil unto them of Zidon, and to them of Tyre, to bring cedar trees from Lebanon to the sea of Joppa, according to the grant that they had of Cyrus king of Persia. Now in the 2nd year of their coming unto the house of God at Jerusalem, in the 2nd month, began Zerubbabel, the son of Shephatiel, the Jeshua, and Jeshua, the son of Jozadak, and the remnant of their brethren, the priests and the Levites, and all they that were come out of the captivity unto Jerusalem, and anointed the Levites from 20 years old and upward to set forward the work of the house of the Lord. Then stood Jeshua with his sons and his brethren, Kadmiel and his sons, the sons of Judah, together to set forward the workmen in the house of God. The sons of Henadad with their sons and their brethren, the Levites. And when the builders laid the foundation of the temple of the Lord, they set the priests in their apparel with trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, with cymbals, to praise the Lord after the ordinance of David, king of Israel. And they sang together by courses in praising and giving thanks unto the Lord, because he is good, for his mercy endureth forever toward Israel. And all the people shouted with a great shout when they praised the Lord, because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid. Many of the priests and Levites and chief of the fathers, who were ancient men that had seen the first house, when the foundation of this house was laid before their eyes, wept with a loud voice, and many shouted aloud for joy, so that the people could not discern the noise of the shout of joy from the noise of the weeping of the people. For the people shouted with a loud shout, and the noise was heard afar off. I mean, it's pretty obvious, Chris. What'd you say? Oh, Marshall, thank you for the membership. Let's go. Chapter 4. Now, when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord God of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esar-Hadon, king of Assur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, Ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our God, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord God of Israel, as King Cyrus the king of Persia hath commanded us. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah, and troubled them in building, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose all the days of Cyrus king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius king of Persia. And in the reign of Ahasuerus, in the beginning of his reign, wrote they unto him an accusation against the inhabitants of Judah and Jerusalem. And in the days of Artaxerxes wrote Bishlam, Mithridath, Tabiel, and the rest of their companions unto Artaxerxes king of Persia, and the writings of the letter was written in the Syrian tongue, and interpreted in the Syrian tongue. Rehum the chancellor and Shimshai the scribe wrote a letter against Jerusalem to Artaxerxes the king in this sort. Then wrote Rehum the chancellor and Shimshai the scribe and the rest of their companions, the Denaites, the Parshashites, the Tarpolites, the Apharsites, the Archivites, the Babylonians, the Susanshites, the Dehavites, and the Elamites, and the rest of the nation whom the great and noble Asnapper brought over, and set in the cities of Samaria and the rest that are on this side the river, and at such a time. This is the copy of the letter that they sent unto him, even unto Artaxerxes the king. Thy servants, the men on this side the river, and at such a time. Be it known unto the king that the Jews which came up from thee to us are come unto Jerusalem, building the rebellious and the bad city, and have set up the walls thereof, and joined the foundation. Be it known now unto the king that, if this city be builded, and the walls set up again, then will they not pay toll, tribute, and custom, and so thou shalt endamage the revenue of the kings. Now, because we have maintenance from the king's palace, and it was not meet for us to see the king's dishonor, therefore have we sent certified the king. That search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers, so shalt thou find in the book of the records, and know that this city is a rebellious city, and hurtful unto kings and provinces, and that they have moved sedition within the same of old time, for which cause was this city destroyed. We certify the king that, if this city be builded again, and the walls thereof set up, by this means thou shalt have no portion on this side the river. Then sent the king an answer unto Rehum the counselor, and to Shimshai the scribe, and to the rest of their companions that dwell in Samaria, and unto the rest beyond the river, peace, and at such a time. The letter which ye sent unto us hath been plainly read before me, and I commanded, and search hath been made, and it is found that this city of old time hath made insurrection against kings, and that rebellion and sedition have been made therein. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which have ruled over all countries beyond the river, and toll, tribute, and custom was paid unto them. Give ye now commandment to cause these men to cease, and that this city be not builded until another commandment shall be given from me. Take heed now that ye fail not to do this. Why should damage grow to the hurt of the kings? Now, when the copy of King Artaxerxes' letter was read before Rehum and Shimei the scribe and their companions, they went up in haste to Jerusalem unto the Jews, and made them to cease by force and power. Then ceased the work of the house of God, which is at Jerusalem, so it ceased unto the 2nd year of the reign of Darius, king of Persia. So everybody ganged up against him and said, don't build that house to God. And so they stopped. What time is it? 11:30. Yeah, I'm too tired to get through this all today. We'll read one more chapter. Be a short day today, because I am sleepy. Chapter 4, Ezra, meaning. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Pretty sure what happened is they were trying to build the house of the Lord, and all the nations gathered together and said, no, we don't like you guys. You guys were a problem for us in the past. So they halted the building of the house of the Lord until Darius comes in after Cyrus. Ezra chapter 4 explains the opposition and conflict faced by the Jewish exiles as they returned from Babylon to rebuild the temple. The primary adversaries were the people of the land, often referred to as Samaritans, who initially offered help but were refused due to their mixed worship practices. When denied participation, they actively discouraged and bribed officials to stop building efforts. Then they wrote a letter to the Persian king Artaxerxes, falsely accusing the Jews of rebellion and persuading the king to issue a decree halting the temple construction until King Darius's reign. So we got it. We understood it. Look at that. Take a look. It's in a book. It's reading rainbow. I can do anything. Just take a look. It's in a book. It's reading Rambo. All right. Good. Chris Terry, shut up. Hallelujah. I ain't got no water left. I only got coffee. My eyes are heavy. I'm tired. It's Tuesday. I'm always tired on Tuesday because Monday night I do the Monday night show. And I don't get a lot of sleep Sunday to Monday night. Yeah. Ugh. Or Monday morning to Monday night. I don't get a lot of sleep. All right. We got one chapter left. I'm going to change the title, though, because I don't even think we meet Ezra yet today. Change the title to Israel returns from Babylon. That's better. Then tomorrow, it will be the prophet Ezra and mixed race relations. All right. Let's knock this out and call it quits early. Did Jim Bob get a haircut? Oh no, he's watching a video. I'm looking at places to raid. Is Zed Boykin on? Nah. By the way, guys, thanks for the stream. I'm not done yet. I got one more chapter. By the way, guys, I put a video up of the debate with Rob. If you have points from the chats, which you all should if you're hanging out in YouTube chats, go spend your points to hype my video. I wonder if I can do it to my own video. We usually don't grift on the Bible study streams, but this is a free grift. You don't even gotta. You don't even gotta pay for it. It's a free grift. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can do it on my own video. So you go to a video. It has to be a video, not a stream. I have videos up. Just go to the video section, the video tab. Pick one of my 2 newer videos.
Maverick Team.
And then I don't know if I can do it on my own thing. Dubbed transcript. Promote. You click where it says, oh no, that's not it. I have to pay for that. No, I don't want to promote it. Get off of that. Clip, download, thanks, save, report. I think you have to do it on a phone. I don't know. I don't know how this works. Let me see. Go to my channel. Click on this video. And then you scroll the chats over.
You're going to love this. Trust me, what you're seeing now is my normal speech and this is to come even further real.
Nah, I can't do it. I don't know why. I don't know how you do it. Sometimes on the videos, if I scroll over on the chat, it says hype, and you can use your points to hype a video. So if you can figure out how to do that, hype my video. Do it. Do it. You do it in the same field you leave comments from. You have to tab over. Right, the comment box, you swipe it over and it'll say hype. But I can't do it on my own videos, so you guys will have to do it. I know what you're talking about, the hype thing. Yeah, go hype my video. You go to the video on your phone where the comment box is, you can swipe it over to live chat or to hype. And then you can use your points to hype the video. I don't know what that means, but do it. Do it. All right, chapter 5. Let's get it. Then the prophets Haggai, the prophet Zechariah, the son of Iddo, prophesied unto the Jews that were in Judah and Jerusalem in the name of the God of Israel, even unto them. Then rose up Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, the son of Jozadak, and began to build the house of God, which is at Jerusalem. And with them were the prophets of God helping them. At the same time came to them Tatnai, governor on this side the river, and Shethar Boznai and their companions, and said thus unto them, Who hath commanded you to build this house and to make up this wall? This is like the same as the last chapter. I'm not reading the same thing again, am I? No, it's just similar. Then said we unto them after this manner, What are the names of the men that make this building? But the eye of their God was upon the elders of the Jews, that they could not cause them to cease till the matter came to Darius. And then they returned answer by letter concerning this matter. The copy of the letter that Tatnai, the governor on this side the river, and Shethar Boznai and his companions, the Apharsachites, which were on this side the river, sent unto Darius the king. They sent a letter unto him, wherein was written thus, Unto Darius the king, all peace. Be it known unto the king that we went into the province of Judea to the house of the great God, which is builded with great stones and timber, is laid in the walls. And this work goeth fast on and prospereth in their hands. Then asked we those elders and said unto them thus, Who commanded you to build this house and to make up these walls? We asked their names also to certify thee, that we might write the names of the men that were the chief of them. And thus they returned us answer, saying, We are the servants of the God of heaven and earth, and build the house that was builded these many years ago, which a great king of Israel builded and set up. And after that our fathers had provoked the God of heaven unto wrath, and he gave them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, the Chaldean, who destroyed this house and carried the people away into Babylon. But in the first year of Cyrus, the king of Babylon, the same king Cyrus made a decree to build this house of God. And the vessels also of gold and silver of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took out of the temple that was in Jerusalem, and brought them into the temple of Babylon. Those did Cyrus the king take out of the temple of Babylon, and they were delivered unto one whose name was Sheshbazzar, whom he had made governor, and said unto him, Take these vessels, go, carry them into the temple that is in Jerusalem, and let the house of God be builded in his place. Then came the same Sheshbazzar, and laid the foundation of the house of God, which is in Jerusalem. And since that time, even until now, hath it been in building, and yet it is not finished. Now therefore, if it seems good to the king, let there be search made in the king's treasure house, which is there at Babylon, whether it be so that a decree was made of Cyrus the king to build this house of God at Jerusalem, and let the king send his pleasure to us concerning this matter. So, that's chapter 5. It's 10 chapters, so we'll just stop at the halfway point. So then tomorrow we have one more chapter where Darius is going to say basically, so this is, we jump ahead a little bit. Now Darius is in charge. and they start building the temple, and the other people are like, yo, who said you could build this house of God? Or who said you could build this temple? And they said, Cyrus commanded us to build it, but you guys kept us from building it then. Now Darius is in charge. Darius says build it. So now we're going to build it. And he's like, all right, we're going to talk to Darius. Darius is going to get things set straight in the next chapter, and they're going to start building. Then we're going to jump ahead somewhere between 50 and 100 years, and we're going to get to chapter 7. Then enters Ezra, and Ezra speaks in first person. So some people say 1 through 6 might not be written by Ezra, or Ezra's writing about something that had happened earlier, or Ezra was really young and he saw it happen, and then in chapter 7 he's older, so he writes about what he saw when he was a boy, and then now he's older and he writes in first person. You can't do it on a live video, has to be an upcoming one. Oh. Oh, so if I schedule a video, then you can hype it before it comes out. So then when it comes out, oh, that makes sense. Okay. So I need to make sure, because I scheduled that one that morning and it came out at 5:30 that afternoon. So it wasn't scheduled for a while. I need to schedule it farther in advance. Can you, if I schedule a live, can you hype it? Their way of conversation for a different time. I'm pretty sure. Okay, then I'll have to start scheduling my lives earlier and tell people to hype them. See if that does anything. I don't know. Maybe I'll schedule tomorrow's Bible study tonight. Oh, there's one more thing I need to do. I'm not going to do this on stream, but I need to go through these clips and grab a couple for my phone. But some of them are kind of risque, so I don't want to do that during the Bible study stream. So I'm going to send you over to Rob Noor, all 3 of you guys, as long as it's upcoming. Okay. So I'll start scheduling my streams earlier, and then you can hype them up. Hype them up. But I'm going to head out, guys. I'll send the 3 of you over to Rob and tell him what up. God bless you guys. Thank you for hanging out. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Actually, hopefully it's 11:30. It's a little early. If I get to sleep early, hopefully we can get a little Dying Light stream in tonight. Haven't played Dying Light in a minute. So, and we got The Beast is coming out in less than 3 weeks. So I need to get the main story of Dying Light done. So God bless you guys. What up, Chuck Danger? I'll see you later. We out. Peace. Actually, I think we're going to Jim Bob. I'm not sure which one I picked.